it, I am in love with Nate Jacobs and he is in love with me. And don't you fucking give me that look, Maddy, because I didn't fuck your boyfriend. You two were broken up for 3 weeks and 3 days before we even had sex, so I didn't betray you. Plus, you guys are terrible for each other and you know I'm right. And you guys can judge me all you want, but I do not care. I have never, ever been happier.
Oh my God. Woo! That was incredible. Wow.
I feel like I messed up a little bit. I have never, ever been happier.
I thought that was fantastic. I was impressed. I was like, wow, does she know this speech by heart?
I mean, I think I do at this point. This is such an iconic scene. It's so good.
Speech. I finally know where it's from, all those memes.
This episode was full of memes. I don't think I remembered that a lot of the Euphoria memes that we know and love came from this episode.
It was kind of crazy. It was like, I couldn't believe that the bitch you better be joking was the line right before she gives her I've never ever been happier speech.
And it's not the same meme. It's two different memes
I know.
From one scene, which is just so crazy to think about. That's when you know it's going to be a good app.
And, you know, in my opinion, all of it was overshadowed by Fez saying, what kind of weird-ass father-son shit is going on around here, bro?
You love that. That was great.
It.
I mean, amen, Fez. We all want to know that. We all want to know what's going on there.
What kind of weird-ass father-son shit is going on around here, bro? You know? Like, that's the question.
A lot of weird ass shit going on in this episode, I gotta say, too.
What a packed episode.
It was jam-packed. Before we get more into it, hello and welcome to the Previously On podcast. I'm Jillian Benani. Joining me today is a guy who always looks like a country music star. It's my husband, Tyler Branch.
I do. That's what I'm going for. Yeah. Do I look like I'm trying out for Oklahoma?
You always look like you're trying out for Oklahoma. That's what we should have made it. You could definitely be in Oklahoma. I don't even know what Oklahoma's about, but I think you could be in it.
Yeah, I've saw it, I think, when I was like young, but I don't remember a lot about it.
Your mom definitely made you see Oklahoma.
Definitely. I definitely saw Oklahoma on Broadway in some revival. Yeah.
Well, today we are talking about Euphoria Season 2, Episode 3, called Ruminations, Big and Little Bullies.
So I was looking up what that means, and that is the name of a painting that actually is hanging in the Museum of Modern Art, it looked like. The painter, Bob Rauschenberg, he actually married in 1950, had a child in 1951, separated the very next year, and was with men the rest of his life.
Oh my God.
And so I don't know if it was kind of a brief allusion to what could have been Cal's life.
That's Cal Jacobs' dream.
I know. What about that cold open?
I mean, that was unexpected.
A little bit of sympathy for Cal Jacobs, of all people.
You know, he is not forgiven, but you do have a little bit of sympathy. You understand more of where he's coming from, and you feel a little bit bad for him. I mean, we want anybody to be able to live their truth, and he was so happy in that cold open.
I couldn't believe what we were watching. This was like this whole episode was like the most electric opening ever, because like it was basically like the original Heated Rivalry was the cold open for this, where they're like two wrestlers who just like
going at it,
eyeing each other in the locker room in the showers. They love wrestling each other.
They sure did. They were having a good time. Yeah, they were loving hanging out in that
Cal
locker
and Derek
room.
With their Matt Damon Brad Pitt hair.
They were having a good time. I like that normally when we get one of these backstories in the beginning of the episode, we've gotten them for every character. They're usually quite sad. They're usually, you know, kind of upsetting. And Cal's got there where then we were sad for him. But majority of his backstory was kind of fun.
I know.
Those kids were happy. They were having a good time. I mean, his dad seems stern and rigid, and you get where he gets those qualities. But other than that, They're swimming in the pool. They're all making out. They were all real happy kids in high school compared to the
Yeah.
Euphoria kids now.
And it went on a very long time, like much longer than these. So I was like, is this whole episode just going to be like Cal's backstory? And it is so sad if he has that last night in town of just they're about to go to college. And then he finally goes to a gay bar and dances and kisses his friend Derek. And then the next morning finds out that his future wife is pregnant, presumably with that first son.
And then he starts procreating devil spawns.
He does, which I think they were referencing whenever Rue is like hanging out with Gia and she's like, what are you watching? It's like, oh, the devil spawn baby. That's like, I think they were watching this old 70s movie called It's Alive, where it's like you are just this baby is born that like kills people.
I did not put that together, but I think that makes a lot of sense.
I think they were joking about that. Yeah.
I think they also
Which we don't know much about Nate's brother, but based on Nate, you know, I don't know.
I don't think he's great.
I don't know. He's a great guy.
I don't think he's a good person. I just don't think he was a star of the football team.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know. Wasn't his name Aaron? Before we get more into this episode, because it is jam-packed, please follow our podcast wherever you might be listening. We'd love if you could click that follow button and rate us 5 stars. We're covering every episode of Euphoria before the season 3 premiere on April 12th. And then we're going to be covering season 3 weekly from there. So follow along for more Euphoria fun. So as I said, today we are talking all about Euphoria season 2, Ep 3. Quick recap on that episode.
Oh, I love these recaps. Is this another IMDb?
You know, I combined a couple this time, so it's a little bit better.
Yeah, I was like, this was pretty jam-packed for a quick recap. But yeah.
Even the quick recaps had to be longer than they normally are because this episode was so dense. Maddy considers getting back together with Nate. Rue pursues a new business venture as she helps to form a friendship between Jules and Elliot. Cassie settles into a routine, while Lexi pours herself into mounting a school play.
All right, that's not too bad. You know, I guess that is sort of what happened, but let me tell you, there was a lot more pizzazz and a lot more tension.
I mean, I was overwhelmed by everything happening in this episode. And it's not just all the memes. Like, there is a lot of storylines going on. There's a lot happening in this show now.
It really is. Let me just list one thing. I was going to talk about this later, but just like the whole episode basically opened with bits. After the cold open of Cal, it was just bits. It was like Rue's doing her call me irresponsible bit. Then it goes to Rue's relapse presentation where she talks about how you have to have a cover drug and then you have to gaslight people.
Similar to her dick presentation.
Exactly.
From
they even
2.
make a joke of that. They show a dick for a second. It's like, she's like, oops, that was from last season. Like, and when she says that speech also at the beginning of that presentation where she's like, I know I'm your beloved like protagonist, but I'm like not a role model. That I felt like that was really like referencing Charles Barkley's famous commercial from the 90s where he was like, I'm not a role model. Like that was like a big like commercial he had where he was like kind of his anti-endorsement commercial.
I was nodding my head like I would have seen this Charles Barkley commercial.
I'll send it to you. I think you'll actually like it. You know who Charles Barkley is,
yeah,
right?
Of course. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he had a famous he was a bad boy of the NBA. And so he did a whole commercial of the anti-Michael Jordan, basically. Like, I'm not a role model. Don't be like me. Kind of the anti-be like Mike.
It was just interesting for Zendaya to be giving that speech, too. I'm sure at times she's kind of felt like so much of this pressure to be this role model.
Yes. So the bits were the call me irresponsible, the Rue relapse presentation. Then it goes into Jules' sexuality interrogation of Elliot, which is like, then it went into like their truth or dare bits where it was just showing those. You know what I mean? I call these bits because I'm like, they feel outside of reality and outside of the exact timeline of the episode. Like, you're not sure when this stuff is happening. And then the last bit went into Lexi's directing her fake show, This Is Life. And
Yeah.
it shows her coming out and criticizing the scene, and then even having like a behind the scenes commentary. And like, I was just like, that's basically like they went through 30 straight minutes of like bits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't just characters talking. It was these devices of moving the plot forward instead of just having a scene where Elliot, Jules, and Rue are all having a conversation. It is Jules with the light in front of Elliot, asking him all these questions. And I mean, Lexi got a huge bit with like her own show for a second, where then other characters are being interviewed instead of just this show really shows us. It doesn't just want to have the characters all talking. The characters were actually very separate this episode, I felt like. Except for that one famous bathroom scene where they're all in the bathroom.
I mean,
they were pretty separate. They weren't working through their problems with each other. So that's why they kept having to do these bits, I think.
Yeah, I think it just made it feel overwhelming because you're like, I'm used to like having like one of these in an episode, not this many in a row. So it was just like, it's what this whole season has felt like, of like spinning out of control. Like I've told you, like I was like, Nate revving the engine in that truck is the metaphor for season 2 of Euphoria, of like, let's just spin this thing out. Let's just go pedal to the metal.
Rue is spinning out. So I think that that's why they're doing that this season, because we have never seen her like this. She is in full spin out mode to the point where I'm like, I feel like I'm on drugs just watching this episode.
I know. And it's different because it's not quite as like beautiful like as season 1, because it's not as saturated, not as colorful, not as glittery. It's not the exact same vibe. We said in the premiere it had that vibe of you got as high as you could get and now you're still doing drugs and it's 5 a.m, and that really is how this season continues to feel, where it's like, this is funny and this is fun, but it feels much more unhinged this season.
It feels like the wheels are coming off.
Yes.
It feels like we're at that point where when Rue is licking that bag of drugs, trying to get every last bit of that heroin. Like that.
Just
I feel like that's where we're at in this show right now, where they're just throwing everything at us. Like we are licking the bag.
We are licking the bag.
As the wheels are just coming off, and things are going to implode soon. You can just feel it.
Yeah. Well, at least Cassie's holding us all together. Stay level.
Oh my God.
Imagine if Cassie did drugs. Holy cow. I don't know. Maybe she needs to at this point.
She needs some kind of drug.
I don't know if smoke a little weed. At least do Rue's cover. Smoke a little weed.
Yeah, she could definitely use some of that. She needs something, that's for sure. All right, well, let's get to our top 5 so we can really start getting into it.
Sure.
In honor of Maddy's iconic line this episode, bitch, you better be joking. Our top 5 this week is top 5, bitch, you better be joking.
That's
this
perfect.
Is gonna be fun.
Can't believe how much I love Maddy in this show.
I think she's my favorite character. She's so good and she's so funny. And this season 2, she's really coming off really real for me.
She just is much more less bullshit than everyone. And there's something of how it's like, you know, the balance to Rue sometimes, of where Rue is so easygoing sometimes and so kind of bullshitting us, while like Maddy is just like cuts to the core with what she says.
What she says to other people, and I think she's honest
angry
about her
and direct.
feelings. Yeah, she is. And we love her for that. All right, number 5 goes to bitch, you better be joking. Cassie, you think this is a true romance with Nate? Cassie. That 3-hour
It's more
Morning
like you're in
routine.
True Romance. You're not making it out of this alive with that psychopath.
With that psychopath or with Maddy on you, you're not making it out alive,
Yeah.
Cassie. But she is giving this thing with Nate all she's got. They are fully hooking up now, hooking up every week.
Every Friday for 3 weeks straight.
Nate's parents are even hearing them have sex.
That was unhinged.
That was disturbing.
Them sitting down there listening to Nate and Cassie just banging was, I didn't like that at all.
I didn't
That
like
might
that
have been
either.
one of the most disturbing things in the show.
I mean, I didn't think Cal could get more disturbing, but them just listening to that was a new low.
Yeah, I mean, Maddy said it. Fez has now said it. That family is so fucking weird.
The mom is too. When she said what she would give to go back to high school, I'm like, this is sad.
Well, we saw her in high school, and I will say, I was like, wow, she was once like a living, breathing human being.
Yeah,
Like,
she was fun.
aggressive, quite aggressive sexually. Now, it does feel like, wow, Cal has just beaten the life out of this woman.
Well, Cal's probably not having sex with her anymore either, so that's why
You
she
don't
wants
think
to go
he's
back
still
to
going
high
down
school.
like he was? He seemed to be the cunnilingus master.
That's why she wants to go back. She's like, I miss that.
You haven't gone down there in years.
No, definitely not. Cassie's 3-hour morning routine. Let's talk about that.
Wow.
I found that oddly relatable.
What?
I just do remember like getting ready in high school to like see your crush. And it's like you'd pick out that outfit when you would walk by them every day. You know, it gets you up in the morning. It gets you going.
Yeah.
Having a crush in high school, I mean, not like the crush that Cassie has, but having a crush in high school, you know, it gets you through the day. It gets you through those classes. It gets you through moving when the bell rings. You need it.
I was fascinated by this whole montage because I got to say, I only probably understood like 20% of what was going on in her morning routine. Like, I didn't know what she was doing. The stuff she was putting on and rolling on her face. And I was like, I don't know what's happening right now. But like, I know she's trying real hard.
I mean, it was a lot. I want to be clear. I didn't do all that. I didn't even shower every day. But, and the way though that she got all ready and did all that and he wouldn't even look at her. It's like too real.
Her trying to get one look, one glance out of Nate Jacobs. Like if he would just like dart his eye for a second at her and he just wouldn't give it to her. But like, as a guy, I promise you he saw her. Like, I know, like, guys, like, are picking up everything. Like, they are just, like, aware of their, like, surroundings in those situations, especially of, like, attractive women. And, like, he was clocking her, but, like, he could never give her the acknowledgement that he was clocking her.
Well, they're playing this little game with each other. Even Cassie tells him at one point, I love that I'm your secret and I can't tell a soul. And then he's like, I love how messed up you are. Something like that. It's like, this is getting weird.
The way it keeps progressing too. It's like, oh, she changed her hair. And then it's like, oh, she's changed her makeup. And now she's like spray tanning. And then by the end, she just like is a copy of Maddy and what she's wearing.
Oh my God.
It's so sick. It's so messed up. And that one actually gets Nate's attention.
I know.
Where he just is like, oh God. Like, and then like Maddy sees her and she runs away. Like, this is so unhinged.
The reveal of Maddy wearing the same outfit as Cassie is so good. And she's like, what are you? And Cassie just running away. Like, Cassie cannot handle Maddy at all. No. I know they're like best friends, but Maddy is like too direct and confrontational for Cassie. But their dynamic is so funny.
But she weirdly tries to manipulate her a lot too. Like when they're talking of like not as direct. When she's like talking about Nate, she's like, you need someone who loves you. You know.
I feel like she was speaking about herself in that moment too.
Yes, she definitely was. That's a good point.
Yeah, that she's speaking about herself. She's not speaking about Maddy.
She doesn't even hear her.
Yeah. She's like, "What's your problem again?" I got my own problems over here. But she's never ever been happier. So
how do you think all that transformation turned into her looking like she's in Oklahoma? she really just escalated things too far, I guess. She was like, she went from like, I'm gonna be his Barbie doll to just I'm gonna be a doll.
I know.
Like, what is happening? Why do you look like this?
I love too that we just see her. The reveal of that outfit is just when she walks into the bathroom. Like we get these other looks more presented to us, and then this one she just walks in the bathroom in it, and you're kind of like, huh, this is a little weird.
Well, when we turn this on, that was the thumbnail. And I said to you, I was like, what the fuck is she wearing? And you were like, you just wait.
Well, what's funny is it's kind of her most iconic look now from the show because she was giving that monologue in this like insane Oklahoma look.
Yeah, that's true. I think I'd just seen it close up before. I don't think I'd seen the whole picture before. And I was just like, what is happening?
Yeah, it is. I don't know what she was really going for. Like very feminine, delicate.
Country music star, baby.
Yeah. Is that good or bad? In a good or bad way?
Bitch, you better be joking.
Oh my God, that outfit. Wow.
All right, but what about the heartbreaking reveal at the end?
I mean, Nate bringing Maddy
the
flowers.
Knew it. I knew it.
I gasped.
You did? When I saw the flowers, I was like, he ain't bringing flowers to Cassie.
I
was like, that would be too sweet for Cassie. And this show likes to just make Cassie crazy.
You know what I thought? I thought he was going to be waiting outside Jules' house again. Stalking Jules. Maybe not giving her the flowers, but just stalking her with the flowers in his car. That's what I thought.
I think he's still a little skittish from Fez at the moment to be doing that.
That's fair.
Ashtray might snipe him.
Ashtray's a killer.
Holy cow, wait till we get to Ashtray.
Enough about Cassie. Even though we could go on and on. I could keep going on about that Oklahoma outfit.
Sydney Sweeney is very good in this role. Well cast, well written to what her talents are. Really great.
It's really fun watching her spiral out of control this season. And it's fun because it's a different spiral than what we're getting from Rue. So the Cassie one, you feel like you can enjoy it a little bit more because it's funny.
I think seeing this made me realize why people have tried to force her into comedies like Anyone But You and stuff.
Yeah.
Or why she wanted to do that too. Because like she is very funny in it, but it's like her comedic talents are not like timing. You know what I mean? It's like her comedic talents are the lack of timing. It's like the unhinged, like spinning out over the topness of it that makes her amazing in this role. And so I was just like, it is kind of a testament to, Sam Levinson to be writing a role like this that brings so much out of her in this way. And like her performance too, all the credit in the world to her for figuring this out in this performance. But I was just like, I can't believe how pitch perfect it is.
I'm sure it was hard to figure out the tone, but I think she's playing it very seriously. And I think that's why it's coming off funny.
But exactly, that's what I mean. It's like one of those things of like, you need to cast her in a role of where the person thinks they're serious and she's playing it straight.
Yeah.
And it could be very funny.
I mean, it's working out great. It's fun. We're having fun. But I also am like, Cassie, come on. Let's get you away from Nate. Come on, girl.
Let's maybe calm down the hair a little bit.
Yeah, let's get up at a solid 5:30 in the morning, 6, not 4 a.m. Let's set that alarm a little later.
In the last ep, when her mom said that's not the energy of a single person, I was like, in this one, I don't know what that energy was.
It's the energy of someone who is in love with somebody and that person will not give them the time of day or define the relationship that they're having at all.
Yeah, you're right. She's giving the energy. She's giving the energy of she's completely in love with someone and in a relationship with them, and they are not defining it.
Yeah, they're not saying what they are. That's what that's giving. And that will drive anybody mad.
Yeah, that'll drive you to try it out for Oklahoma.
Yeah. At that point, she should have just tried out for Oklahoma.
Hey, I can't believe I don't know more about Oklahoma. I feel like so many shows reference it. Remember Watchmen had a whole Oklahoma thing.
We got to read up on Oklahoma, but Kat says you don't read Oklahoma.
It's not the kind of thing you read. But I will say, every time a show references Oklahoma, I catch up and remind myself what Oklahoma's about, and then it completely goes out of my mind again.
Yeah, that's what happens to me too.
I know.
I'm like Rue. We can't retain Oklahoma.
It's like, am I the only one who doesn't know Oklahoma?
All right, moving on to our number 4 in our top 5. Bitch, you better be joking. Number 4 goes to, bitch, you better be joking. Lexi, you're writing a play about your life and not telling everyone.
Lexi is iconic. I like that Lexi met Fez and it inspired her to write a play. That's the effect that man has on people.
That's the effect when men actually listen to women. She got some confidence and she is ready to go.
Yeah.
And we'll see what her play is like. It seems like it's going to be at least about her family.
We don't know what the play is called. I don't think. Maybe it's Oklahoma? Like, is what I don't know what she's going. The poster said, "Are you sick and tired of Oklahoma?" And it was auditions. So
it's secretive. She's keeping it under wraps.
Because she doesn't seem to want Cassie to know. So she's casting this play. Rue knows about it. Rue clocked it. She said she'd send Rue a script. I'm like, is Rue going to read that?
And we know Ethan got a part in the play. We don't know what part, but Ethan is in the play.
Yes. And Kat was like, what? Like, oh, good for you. I do feel like some of the key people who might want to know about this don't know about it.
I know.
She seems to be quite secretive and strategic about this.
Lexi seems to have a creative process.
And her creative process is for Cassie to look sluttier, tackier, and sloppier.
Yikes. Eek.
Wow.
Eek. Well, maybe this is how Lexi will get out her feelings, and I think she might need to get them out a little bit.
Wow. I could see growing up with Cassie could drive you crazy.
Yeah.
I brought up before, I was like, she's kind of really self-involved. Like, she thinks she's the victim. She thinks like bad things happen to her. But when you listen to her talk, she's just really self-involved. Like, she's not that focused on anyone except for like male attention.
Well, it goes back to what I was saying before when Maddy is opening up to her about Nate, and then Cassie gives this whole speech about what Maddy deserves in a guy. And she is not talking about Maddy. She is talking about herself.
You're right. Yeah.
She's not even listening to Maddy. She's so wrapped up in her own problems. So I can't imagine being her sister, growing up with her, living with her, sharing a bedroom with her. That's got to be
talking about
tough.
Her insecurities and how she looks. When like Lexi's like, no one hits on me.
Fez did.
Yeah, Fez got that number. I liked her whole speech about like the overlooked sidekick maybe should be the star. And I'm all for it. Because I've been saying I love Lexi. I think Lexi's such an interesting character here at Euphoria High. Because it's like what you were saying. You were saying this whenever we see Cassie and Maddy run into each other in the same outfits, of how all the extras look kind of like they're wearing normal clothes.
Yeah, they're in like sweatshirts, like what normal people would wear to high school.
And there's something so funny about that, of like, it's almost like Lexi is one of those extras who just is suddenly talking to like camera.
Yeah.
Who's like, what's going on here?
We've seen her be there for Rue. We've seen her be there for Cassie. It's nice to have her get more of the spotlight than just be the supportive person for everybody. I want to see her become a little unhinged.
All for it.
Let's do it.
All for it. Yeah.
All right, number 3. Bitch, you better be joking. Rue, you're taking $10K worth of drugs from Laurie?
What can go wrong?
This is a really bad business plan. This is not a good idea.
I want to remind everyone that Rue is an unreliable narrator. And so when Laurie looks at her and says, "You're a genius," I don't know if that's the way it went down.
For a second, I thought, is this really actually happening?
Well, I do think it left me on my heels if I was confused if it was really happening, because as I listed all those bits that the episode started with, like this is kind of one that comes after all those bits. And I was like, is this another Rue bit? And I was like, oh no, I think this is happening. This was the plan.
It's happening. That suitcase is real.
Yeah. Would you say it was a good plan?
No. It's
Why the hell did Laurie give her this?
Because Laurie just wants her money. Laurie is like, well, she's got to deliver for me, because if she screws me, as she said, she'll have her kidnapped and sold to some really sick people.
Yep.
So it doesn't
Laurie
matter
saying
to
that
Laurie.
was unsettling in her soft voice.
It was very scary. And Rue was just like, thanks, have a great day.
I think also what's bad is like she's going to blame Fez for this too, because Fez introduced Rue to Laurie and vouched for her and said she's not a junkie.
Rue is putting Fez in a really bad position here too. I mean, this is bad for herself, and it's also bad for Fez, who continues to be there for her. So it's really frustrating.
If Ashtray found out about this, he would murder Rue.
I know. Rue is at a real low point right now.
It's really sad.
She is lying to everyone constantly in this episode. She lies to Gia to manipulate her into accepting her smoking weed. She lies to Jules and the girls in the bathroom about only being on marijuana too. She's lying to her mom when she comes in with the suitcase. She's just lying to everybody around her.
Yeah, she's manipulating at all times. And it's like, but I think it was all setting up. They do this to us where it starts out fun, where we're like, oh, like, look at her, like, she's so like irresponsible and like doing her whole and she's so charming. And obviously Zendaya is an amazing dancer and is like selling this in such a fun way. And then she's giving her presentation, and it's like really dark. It's about how, like, addiction causes you to manipulate people you care about. And it's so messed up because we're reminded again that Rue is smart. Like, so she knows how to do this. And then it's just like she's getting a little too cocky to be like, I'm going to manipulate Laurie, who's like a drug kingpin with, I don't even know if this was a real plan or if she was just going to take all the drugs. Like, because I'm like, who even are like these people she's going to have sell all the drugs? Like, and who's going to do this for her? Because her plan to her was, we're going to have high GPA girls in high school sell drugs for you, Laurie, and they will never stop or turn you in or talk or anything because it would hurt them too bad. Because we copy their phones and we'd release the worst stuff from their phones if they talked.
I don't think she thought this through. I don't think she had like the girl she was going to recruit to do this. She didn't think any of this through because she's out of drugs right now. So all she's thinking about is, how do I get more drugs?
So sad.
So she's just lying and manipulating her way to get it anyway, anyhow she can.
Yeah. But I really, really like this episode kind of because of this. Because it's like, you're taking this, you continue to push the limits of what I will put up with from Rue and still like Rue as the star of this show. And it's just tough because she is so charming. But man, the addiction just makes her so cruel and manipulative and is hurting everyone around her.
I mean, it comes to a head when she's so rude to Ali.
That's awful.
After the NA meeting, he's clocking that suitcase, and she just is so rude back to him, bringing up his kids and his abusive past. She is just burning it down with him because he's the only one who clocks her and knows what's going on.
He could figure out her plan. He could stop her.
Yeah. So she just wanted to push him as far away as she can.
But I think this is effective. Like, it's why I really like this show. I think it's an effective way of showing you what it's like to be in the mind of someone trapped in addiction.
Yeah.
That, like, they genuinely can't think past, how do I get drugs? How do I get that relief?
Rue even tells us in the beginning of the episode that we shouldn't be looking for hope in her. Don't be watching this show to get some hope. Yeah. It's so sad. I still have some hope.
I know.
But yeah, they're pushing it far. They're really trying to see how far they can take it with her.
Yeah. It's just, I didn't like it at all.
I
don't like what she's doing. I don't like how she's treating people.
I know. It's really not great. Rue.
And I'm interested to see what happens, because it feels like at the end she's well on her way to using as much of that $10,000 worth of drugs as she can.
I will tell you that the suitcase is a thing for the season.
I could imagine. That's a great deal of drugs.
And she opens that right up and digs right in. Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, as Ali said, I don't think you're Jehovah's Witness, and I don't think that's full of Bibles.
Yeah. The way she just brought that whole suitcase to an NA meeting, too. Like, what are you doing, Rue? Really bad. They're pushing me.
At least she didn't take $50,000.
Oh, my God.
Laurie offered $50,000 to a high schooler.
I know. Well, she has a good
I'm
GPA.
like, does Laurie want to human traffic her? Is she like, oh, I'm just going to immediately sell this girl?
Laurie's probably like done it before.
Ooh, chilling.
I mean, that GPA must have really gotten to Laurie. Rue's 3.7.
What about that guy at Laurie's just walking around naked?
I didn't like that.
You didn't?
No, I did not like that. They keep reminding us like how dark Laurie's place is. Like just very how dark. Not good things happen at Laurie's place. We're not all hanging out at Laurie's.
No, that's a weird scene.
All right, number 2 in our top 5 goes to, bitch, you better be joking. Elliot, Jules, and Rue. Is this a throuple?
Is it a throuple?
I don't know. It's getting a little throuple territory here. Now we got Jules and Elliot flirting. Elliot admitting he's into Rue somewhat.
Yeah, he said he had a crush on her.
Yeah.
Well, it starts with Jules was like, I'm not going to like this guy. Like, because he wants to fuck you. And then it progresses. There's a whole sexuality interrogation with Jules. And then they start all hanging out. They play truth or dare together. And then they just kind of are like all hanging out as friends. And it's an odd vibe because Jules is picking up that there's something she doesn't know. And she is worried it's sex, that like Rue and Elliot are having sex. But it's actually that Rue and Elliot are doing serious drugs together and keeping it from Jules.
I'm turning on Elliot. I don't like the way that he also is keeping this secret from Jules, that he's doing all these drugs with Rue. Like, if they are a throuple, that's not very good throuple behavior.
Yeah.
You know,
you gotta be honest. Communication.
Yeah, there's not a lot of great open communication going on here.
I was like, what is this guy's deal? When he was pushing Jules there at the end about like, Rue doesn't seem to be a very sexual person. He's like, of course, like I have a crush on her, but like I don't think she wants to have sex with me. And he was like, he said she seems, gay or asexual. He said, I don't think she's a sexual person.
I thought that was interesting, though, because in that moment, it did seem like Elliot knows some things about Rue that Jules doesn't know. It does feel like he knows her better in some ways already.
Or at least maybe is seeing her. It's the thing I said about, like, drug people being friends and hanging out together is the thing of when you do that also, you do probably have some real convos as
Yeah.
you're like high and just like stone talking about life. I thought that was illuminating though, that Jules would assume the secret would be sex because she's kind of focused on sex and sexuality, and then Rue's only focus in life seems to be drugs at the moment.
Yeah, they're focused on different things. And
Mhm.
it kind of goes to people aren't really listening to what other people are saying. They're projecting themselves onto other people. I think that was Jules
Mhm.
projecting a little bit of, well, they must be having sex because that's
Yeah.
just more where her mind goes with things.
Mhm. I can't tell if Elliot is just like one of those stoner guys who just says blunt things to people. I mean, he does say to Jules, he's like, "You've got great tits and Kurt Cobain hair." Like, I was like, what is the deal with this guy? Is he just saying things because they pop in his head, or is he manipulating?
It's hard to tell right now. I mean, I did think the Kurt Cobain hair comment was kind of funny.
It
I
was
was like, oh, he
funny.
is right about that. I like
Yeah.
that. I like Jules and her
But it was
Kurt Cobain vibe.
flirtatious,
It
you
was.
know?
He was 100% flirting with her.
Mhm.
And he's also been flirting with Rue at times. I think he's just a flirty boy.
Flirty
I don't
boy.
know. I do think he's looking to hook up, it seems
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
with somebody. I
Yeah.
don't know. Is this going to end in a threesome
Well, he
one
said his
episode?
sexuality is not too rigid.
Yeah. So then I'm like, are we going to have a threesome moment?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Be a fun teen trope.
I hope it will be better than the Gossip Girl one that we got. Oh, that would be funny. They should just recreate that with the three of them.
It's been kind of heartbreaking though, because all of season 1 we wanted Rue and Jules to figure it out and be together, and now that they're together, doesn't feel good.
That's
Doesn't
why
feel good at all.
I'm like, Elliot, go away. Not like Rue and Jules would be great together right now anyway. She'd still be doing drugs with or without
Mhm.
Elliot at this point.
They did have a hookup scene though.
Yeah.
Again, Rue was high, and I don't think Jules knew it. And there was touching and stuff.
I mean, I like them together. It's just not great right now.
Yeah.
Rue is not in a good place. And
No.
she's just lying. So it's hard to
Mhm.
root for them right now.
I think she's in a relationship with that suitcase.
Yeah, I think that is her number one thing right now.
Yeah, that's the new love triangle.
Yeah. We got to add the suitcase to Elliot, Jules, and Rue love triangle. Now it's like a love rhombus with that suitcase.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to take our number one? Bitch, you better be joking.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's your favorite part of the whole episode.
This was by far my favorite part of the whole episode, despite all the memes. The number one is what kind of weird ass father son shit is going on around here, bro?
It's so good. You do a good Fez.
I love Fezco. I feel like I'm off on my Fezco today, but I love it because he had so many amazing lines in this. And he was just like, I mean, the way that whole scene transpired of just Cal waiting out in front of their house, and then Ashtray just kidnaps him and is then just beating him with like a gun, to the
Yeah.
head there. He's just bleeding. And then next thing you know, Cal's just slowly confessing all of his sins to Fez and Faye and Ashtray. And it's so crazy.
I mean, I would never have been able to guess in a million years that Cal would confess this to Fez, of all people. This has been an ongoing storyline. The Cal and Jules and the video of it all. This has been going on since the pilot episode of this show. Yeah. And it all comes to a head with Cal confessing it to Fez. It's just so funny. Never would have guessed.
It slowly transpires because Cal's like, give me the disc. And he's like, what disc, bro? He's just, and then he's like, he's like, this is all because of Jules. He goes, Jewel? You talking about Jewel? Like,
I mean, it's the Jewel every time is so
the
funny.
fact that Fez always says Jewel instead of Jules is so funny. And
It's
it just
too good.
continues in this. And then he like is like, I didn't know she was 17. And then Fez is like, yo, you fuck Jules? Like, he's just like,
Yeah.
what? He's like, this is crazy. And then he's like, I didn't mean to. He's like, then he talks about how he didn't mean to record it. Like, and he's like,
just going on and on, confessing everything.
you didn't know you were recording, bro? Like, why did you do this? He's just like, and he's like, who told you I gave a shit about your disc, man? Like, he's like, I don't care about this disc.
When Cal is bringing up Nate, Fez reveals to Cal that Nate is in love with Jules.
Yes, he does. Amazing. His Cal is like, what?
Cal is like, I don't know what's going on here either, man.
Yeah, it's great.
It's so good.
And then, I mean, it's so funny because Ashtray just wants to kill Cal in that moment and just dump the body somewhere. And Fezco, I think, is at least smart enough to be like, this guy's a pretty prominent guy around town. We're not going to be able to get away with it if we just kill this guy.
Well, he also revealed all his secrets. They have so much on him
at this point. They have a lot on him. I do think he's like, this guy could be a useful person knowing all of this about him now. But then they leave him alone with Faye for a minute. Who Faye is just looking off going, Jewel, do I know Jewel?
So
and then she says to him, so do you do like father son fucking together? Like,
oh my God. I feel like in that whole scene, Fez was representing the audience a little bit of that. We still cannot believe all this transpired. We're still in shock. And he was asking all the right questions. Yeah. Just a standard question.
What kind of weird ass father son shit is going on around here, bro? Just the best.
You know, I still want to know what weird ass father son shit is going on here.
Yeah. It's a weird family.
Yeah.
It's a weird family.
Weird family, that Jacob's family.
But it's interesting now because this kind of shook things up of like, now Cal knows that Nate was manipulating him.
Yeah.
And
his
that like
son became the master.
And he doesn't know who has the disc.
No, which is bad. So the disc is going around.
Mm-hmm.
Cal's like, I usually keep these things locked up in that little drawer. What happened here? Who has this?
You're messing up my system.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I feel like father and son are going to have a little talk, and it's going to get weird. All right, I have an honorable mention in the top 5. Bitch, you better be joking. Ethan's mom, don't be judging Kat at this dinner where she's meeting you for the first time and is nervous. You don't want to hear about her Skype hobbies.
That is so good. Because, if Kat had been honest, I don't think this mother could have handled it.
No, you don't want her to be honest. You don't want her to be...
Would you like me to send you some fan fiction?
Yeah. Are you familiar with Larry Stylinson?
Yes. Do you like hung Jason Momoa men running around with swords?
What do you like to read at night? Do you like to wear a cat mask? Skype strange man.
It is like, this mom has no idea what she's been through. She hasn't seen that micro penis. She doesn't know. Like, I'm like, the cat, keep it brief.
Yeah. Come a little prepared next time to describe yourself.
You got to figure out the talking points.
Well, she's like, what am I going to bring up? Those pina coladas that I drank on that one spring break at the beach?
I wish I could tell Kat, I'm like, you're one of the more normal people in town. You have no idea.
Yeah, like, you're good. You have some good stuff that you can bring up, don't you?
You wouldn't believe what Cal Jacobs just told Fez and Ash.
Yeah, like, you're good. You're in the clear. This mom will like you.
You fuck Jewel, bro?
It's too good. All right, give us your Tyler's takes.
Okay, Tyler's takes. What I write down in the notes app during the episode. Let's see what I got here. Talked about how the cold open was kind of the original heated rivalry.
Yeah, we love that.
During Jules' sexuality interrogation, Rue accidentally called her a whore, and she seemed to prefer the term slut. Would you agree with that? That
I would
slut's better
definitely
than
agree.
whore?
Yeah, slut is like cutesy, it's friendly, it's fun. Whore is like whore.
Whore, like
Whore
Euphoria.
Is like, yeah. They should do just one episode called Euphoria.
Euphoria. Special episode.
Yeah, a very special episode.
What do you think Jules' number? What do you think Jules' number was? She told Elliot.
Maybe like 42.
Oh my god!
Is that a lot?
Really? Yeah, I think that's wow.
That is probably
okay.
Too much.
Maybe
he was so shocked, though it seemed, and she didn't want to say it, so I thought it was a lot.
Well, she's 17, babe.
I guess you're right. I forget they're in high school.
I was thinking, oh, it's definitely over 10. I'm like, is it over 20? That's more what I was thinking.
I just felt like if I said too low, Jules would be mad at me, so I went higher.
That's true, fair.
She would say, what? You go to high school in the 2000s? Embarrassing. Yeah. That's a low number.
Were you a big truth or dare person in high school?
Oh, yeah. Love truth or dare. Love. That was a really good sleepover game.
Yeah. What'd you think of the dares? They made Jules piss on the street. And Elliot had to go up to that group of guys and say that they wanted to poop on each other.
I don't really like a poop thing in my truth or dare, but these were very classic high school dares, I feel like. There was a lot of peeing in places always. Or getting naked. They didn't do it getting naked.
Oh, that's true.
I feel like they're all getting naked all the time there. They're so like, it's not
this
as
is
big.
Euphoria High. Everyone's naked.
They're like, when'd you go to high school? You didn't even get naked all the time?
Back in Cal's day, they went skinny dipping, They all jumped in the pool together. Cal's face when he saw Rude riding on the bike and he just speeds away.
Oh my God.
It's pretty funny.
Cal was kind of making me laugh a little bit this episode. That was really funny. And the look that Rue gives too was just great. She's just giving her classic like, okay, this is awkward.
It's just so funny because it's like he's trying to intimidate everyone in town except when he sees Rue or Jules. He's like,
I know.
He has a panic attack.
These teenage girls have so much on him. Yeah. He's so scared of them. And they're like, we're just riding our bikes, man. We're not doing anything to you.
Yeah. Pretty crazy, that whole suicide fantasy sequence. That was pretty jarring with Cal.
I know. That was. Wow, I kind of forgot about that in this huge episode.
I know. There was just a lot going on. I don't think he's well knowing this is out there. Now that he knows that Nate knows all about Jules, and then it's just like, I don't know how he's going to react to not only does Nate know about Jules, he's using it to manipulate his father. It's crazy.
Nate's using it to manipulate him. Then there's who knows how many people know about this tape is probably what he's wondering too. This has just really spun out of his control, and Cal does not like to lose control.
Yep. And lastly, I really liked Bobbi, who seemed to be Lexi's partner on making the play, who just was hanging out there by the side and said, fuck Oklahoma.
Yeah. Bobbi is going to whip this play into shape. That
seems fun. I'm excited for the play.
You're
I'm
going to
like,
get
this
to
is
see
a
the
fun-
play.
This is a fun teen trope to throw into all this.
All right. Well, there you have it for season 2, episode 3. We will be back for season 2, episode 4 of Euphoria. And be sure to check out our past episodes. We've covered all of season 1. We've covered the specials. We've covered every episode far of season 2. So we're doing it all. And we will be back with season 3 as well, watching that weekly and recapping every ep with that. So we are all Euphoria all the time. We're ready. We're excited.
It's fun. What a show.
So follow our podcast wherever you get your podcast. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple. We would love that. It really helps. Follow me on social media at previously_on_teen TV. Subscribe and like our videos on YouTube and buy our merch on Etsy. Thanks for listening.
Bye.